All right, we are recording. We are live right now. Welcome to the BigRaf podcast, episode number 1. We're going to call this the pilot episode. All right? Is that mic on? Can you see yourself on the screen over there?
I can see my voice on the screen.
You can see. That's what I meant. You know what I meant. All right, can you say something and see?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
All right,
we loud and active.
All right, we in here. So, first episode, man, I got a lot of topics from some friends that were saying how to things to talk about on this show. First off, my bad, let me introduce my boys. We're going to call my man to my right, Jay. We're not going to give away his 100% full alias.
I don't have a real name. I only have an alias now.
We're gonna. Do you want your government out here on the show?
No, Jay's fine.
Jay's fine. Really, the reason I was doing that is because your last name and your first name are similar. So I was like, I can't call both of you Dane.
Yeah.
So
true story.
I'm gonna call you Jay. And what we gonna call you?
We're gonna just go with D. We're gonna keep it simple and easy.
J and D. And I'm BigRaf. That's how we gonna do this. Wishbone is also in here, so if you see a random dog, just jump up on D here.
Sounds like a scotch. J and D.
J and D, yeah. It's good scotch.
Let me find the questions. How's everybody feeling today? We good? We rolling?
We excellent.
Good.
All right.
And it's Saturday, too.
Saturday.
So you can't beat a good Saturday.
Nuh-uh.
You hang with your brothers, why not?
Good Saturday podcast.
Weather's good.
Weather's good outside. It's a little hot in this room, but we rolling. We rolling.
My balls are soaked.
Fucking threw me off. I didn't even know how to respond to that afterwards.
Listen, my balls are soaked too.
You know what? Now we're talking about balls being soaked. Yeah, now that you mention it. All right, so
actually, speaking of balls, so it's really cold in my house here recently, right?
Yeah.
It's incredibly cold. But I figured out a good way to gauge my temperature, right? And I read this online. I shit you not. Don't ask me why I Googled this shit. But apparently, when your scrotum, like, retracts, that means that your body temperature is low.
I actually heard that.
So your balls are retracting because... And when your balls are just kind of loose, like you get a bat wing,
it feels better.
You know, like when you're dealing with the bat wing, you know, because your balls are stuck to your leg.
Yeah, I've heard this before. This is the first time I hear this. I've heard about the temperature of your body and how your balls react. Why are we talking about this? This is how we start the first episode. People are like, these motherfuckers are talking about balls to start the fucking show.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
And we rolled with it too. We just like, yeah, man, just show your balls.
Like, I started thinking, I was like, shit, my house cold as shit too. So I can see that.
So your balls retract as well.
Exactly. Like obviously that's been happening.
He went to sleep. We started talking about balls. Like, oh, fuck y'all. Fuck everybody in this conversation.
Sorry, Wish.
So some of the topics that some of my friends on Facebook suggested. I'll just run down the list here. Some of them were music, marriage was another one.
This a terrible topic at the moment.
Marriages,
at least for me.
See, and we might have to come back to that.
But marriage is perfect because his situation, you're married and I'm not.
Yeah,
we all going through the lifestyle of marriage.
And I'm in between marriages. So.
Exactly. So it's literally what marriage is. Like, we're all going through all of them. I'm trying to get married. Someone's trying to leave their marriage, and
I'm happily married.
Exactly.
So
it's real life.
So basically, we need to discuss the fact that you actually want to get fucking married.
Yeah. We talking about marriage this time. We go, all right, man. Let's go ahead and get into marriage. This is the first topic.
There we go.
This is the first topic.
First son.
So, all right. I've been married now for 11 years. All right, we got married in 2007.
Nice.
So it was there's a lot, man. There's a lot I can say about it. There's a lot that I can say about marriage, really, because You know that the whole thing is that people will tell you that you need to date and be like for years. You need to date and be in a relationship for y'all don't live together for however long, and then after so long you need to move in together to see how you like it and do all this shit, right? And then after years of doing all this shit, then you get married, and that's like, oh, this is the way you got to meet your parents, you got to court them and do all this shit. Mm-hmm. We didn't do all that. we skipped the whole it was. I mean, we dated for a few months. It was we got married. We met. What was it? May, probably right before I turned 22. For those watching, those listening right now, I am 33, almost 34. So we met right before I turned 22. And, we hooked up, we started dating, everything. We liked each other, fell in love with each other. And then 4 months later,
4 months?
We married.
After 4 months.
Okay.
4 months later, like September, we were married.
Damn.
I guess when it works,
not even a full 4. That was 3 and a half.
That's not even employment. That's just damn. Okay.
We were married like that quick.
All right.
And we've been married ever since. It ain't been.
That's impressive.
But I know people who have also done the same thing and it didn't work.
Yeah, divorced in 30 days.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the next month,
exactly,
married in May and then divorced in June.
Exactly. And I know people that did all the other stuff. The date for a year, the moving, all the traditional things that people tell you to do, only to get divorced after you've been together for years, dating, married, all this, and you get divorced quickly. So I've seen it both ways. There's really no way to actually. There's no script to it.
That's true.
There's no way to do it. But you are also married. You have a different perspective on marriage than what I may have.
A little bit. Well, not to go into it. So why do you want to?
He deflected.
You saw how quick it was. I've always kind of valued the idea, not necessarily just marriage, because that just kind of seems like something that you just put on paper or whatever to say this is good for me, this is good for you, so let's be together. But I like the idea of knowing that I have a partner that's there for me forever. Just kind of knowing all right, we started messing around when we were 20-something, mm-hmm. and we still messing around when we're 70-something. The idea in my mind makes sense, mm-hmm. but, sometimes it doesn't work like that for everybody. And I guess what they say, 50% of all marriages, in a divorce. So it's literally, one person can be married, and then the other people could be married, and then one of them is going to get a divorce. So I guess it's just numbers, but overall, I just think the idea of just having somebody that is there for you forever is just good. And then you make a family, because who wants to be that old nerd that's 75 by himself, looking around, and he's where is anybody? Where am I at? What are we doing?
Depends on how good the hookers are.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Some people may actually like the 75 years old and single.
It's just, you're just old. You're just super old. And you can't find anybody else, but you can definitely look up some numbers and find other people. So it's good. But I like the idea of being with somebody that I know has my back, and they've had my back for so long that there's no question for me. This just is.
But you don't have to be married for that. You can companionship.
That's true.
I think companionship is important. You don't have to be married. You don't have to sign a contract by law. Yeah. Basically say that, oh, we're married now, and that means we're going to be together forever. Clearly, that is not the case. Mm-hmm. But you can just have companionship. A lot of people are well, then you want kids. You can easily find someone to have your children without being married. People are doing it all the time.
Yeah.
So I think companionship would be the thing to go for. Not so much as marriage, companionship.
But do you think you could have a female companion for 40 years?
Absolutely.
50 years?
Absolutely.
And you guys haven't actually decided oh, we're going to actually do this. We're just companions.
But why do you have the idea that you have to be married?
No, I'm not saying have to be married. I'm just saying, do you think you could have a companion that would last that long?
Absolutely. Why not? People did it all the time 200-300 years ago.
But
They wasn't living that long, 200-300 years ago.
I mean, some people were, but my whole point is that versus, and I'm not going to say 300 years ago they didn't actually, they probably did do it by law, but I think it's more, God's law, we'll say, was, the one that people went by. Longer than that, maybe 500-600 years ago. But this whole idea that you have to connect yourself with someone by law, I understand back then they probably, you get divorced, they weren't paying child support type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a whole different mess. But I think overall, though, I think companionship is what people should look for, not just, we got to get married because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Don't do what everybody else does.
Exactly.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you want to get married, like if you want that, I can say, this person is my wife. You could still call them your wife.
Yeah.
Without
actually
going through married. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's more of a state of mind than it is, marriage certificate.
Yeah.
let
I
me
agree.
let me say to add to my story, because I said it like it was just like boom boom pow, all this stuff happened. We just fell in love and we got married. All right, so she also got pregnant midway through that.
There you
Forced
go.
marriage.
There-
It wasn't. She did get pregnant midway through that. We had already, before she was pregnant, it was us traveling back and forth to see each other. I was in Oklahoma, she was in California, and we, going back and forth to see each other.
Yeah.
And then once she got pregnant, it was how, with our career, our career field, how is it that she's going to be here? How can I be there involved with the pregnancy with us being? And then my dad was like, once I told him about it, I was like, hey, Dad, that was the scariest phone call of like, I could have told Jesus before I told my dad. Like I don't know why, because it wasn't like, I was grown. It wasn't like,
he was a grown man.
Yeah, I was a grown man. It wasn't like he can ground me. It wasn't like he was going to be like, boy, didn't I tell you to use a rubber and choke me out like Homer and Bart and shit. It was just like, I was dialing my dad's number, like shaking, like this motherfucker he gonna reach through the phone on me. It's about to be bad. But I called him and he just started laughing, which freaked me out worse. That shit freaked me out worse than because I was like, Dad, stuttering and shit. I got my girlfriend pregnant, and on the other end, I just hear. I said, what the fuck is he laughing for? And he said, I knew you was going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. And he says that about everything. And he's like, he knows my next move before I do it. Kind of shit.
Yeah.
And he was right. But he was like, congratulations. He's like, you know what you need to do? You're a man. He's like, you know what I taught you. And he said, you're ready for it. You ready for, a kid and, take care of her and the baby. So, no big deal. It wasn't like he was tripping. But the last thing he said before he got off the phone, it was like, but you ain't about to have no baby out of wedlock.
So marriage by guilt.
And I was like, yeah, we was gonna get married anyway. I mean, it's coming. I mean,
yeah.
And next thing you know, we at the courthouse. Like,
Guilty marriage.
Hung up the
Marriage
phone
under
like,
pressure.
we need to go get.
That's crazy.
But I mean, we would have. I love my wife. I think we would have wound up getting married anyway. It wasn't like.
Yeah.
But obviously it worked out.
Yeah, it's been a long time too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's not like it was like, oh, we gotta hurry up and do this just because of a baby, and then we didn't really love each other and want to be with each other. We clearly coming up on 12 years now, so it worked out. But I mean, I can see it from both perspectives. You wanting to be married, and then you kind of thinking that you don't have to go by those traditional rules or anything.
I'm rebellious.
Right now,
Mhm.
I don't like playing by rules.
because it's fresh.
Maybe it's because it's
It hasn't even been a year yet for you.
maybe,
The separation.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you later? I might have asked you this in the office before. Would you get married again? Like later on, that would you consider it
No,
right now?
no.
We're gonna, depending on how well we do with this podcast, we're gonna revisit this. We're gonna come back like years from now. So remember that
Comes back. You know, still that shit.
the answer.
I'm pretty
funny.
committed to the idea of not doing it again though, because I figured if it didn't work out the first time,
Why do it again?
why do it again?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll
What's
rock
the
with that
point?
too.
Again, I go back to the companionship thing. You know, it's like, well, like I said, we have this idea that we have to be married, or that we're like in a rush to be married, and you see it. But people, specifically women, they put pressure. Society puts pressure on women that you must find a man, you must find a person that will give you children, and you have to get married to them because that's what you're supposed to do.
You want to hang with me?
You know.
Yeah.
I think women have it worse, obviously, than men do when it comes to pressures from society for all aspects, not just marriage.
Yeah.
I think I can see the point of the logic, but I also look at it like the way you said that if it didn't work the first time, why do it again? It's like I rode my bike a few times and hit a dirt path. I was like, damn! And I was like, that shit did not work.
Yeah.
But you get back up and you try it again.
Never got on a bike after that.
You gotta,
You keep trying.
Like,
I went rolling down the road.
got in a
parked
fight.
car.
Got in a fight a few
was like, no, I'm
times
good.
with a few guys.
Got in a fight one time. Didn't like it. Didn't do it again.
Got my ass beat once. I fought again.
Same here.
Yeah.
0-1.
You never. My brother beat my ass for 13 years straight. I kept coming back.
That doesn't count though.
I kept coming back. Yeah, it does count. He beat me like my last name wasn't the same as his.
Right.
Like,
That's more like, again, going back to forced to have your ass kicked.
yeah.
You didn't willingly choose to fight him.
He
He just fought you for no reason.
For no reason.
No reason at all.
Because he's a jerk.
And
I had to
Because
take
your little brother.
I had to take that L for every day.
L, more like
13 years.
L's.
L's.
Multiple.
My record has one over here. And it's a questionable one.
1 in 600.
There's like
Actually,
thousands.
he's 0, 682, and 1 draw.
Yeah, a draw.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I didn't ask for those ass whoopings, man. But so marriage, no more. You are for it.
Yeah, he had an excellent point with the companionship. Like, I truly understand that because you don't need paper to say like that you truly love somebody. So I truly agree with that point for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think after a certain amount of time, I guess like the idea like society puts in your mind is like you need to like bring everything together because that's what marriage is. Like now we like share everything, like pretty much just money shit, like now we're sharing everything financially. Like now we're like different people because you have my last name, like you can't do certain things because of my last name, shit like that. So I understand that completely. Companionship is very important, and I would like to think that you could have a companion for 50 years. I would like to think that. But I think you can have a wife for 50 years. But I don't know if you can have a true companion for 50 years. Mm-hmm. It's just a little different. Like, you could be my brother for 50 years. That's cool. Like, we homies. We'll always be homies. But it's different when women's involved. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, I think that's the only reason why I'm super for it. But who knows? We all going through the exact same thing, but in different wavelengths. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in the same wave, but we're not. It's really excellent that was the first topic that we talked about.
I didn't want to get on. I didn't want to get into the next topic, but we're already talking about marriage and relationships. So I think I'll go ahead and
fuck up the show,
man. Because that was like one of the next things is marriage is one, and then interracial relationships. And then I was like, I don't want to. My answer was I'm staying away from that.
I mean, considering the fact that only one in an interracial relationship, that's kind of
but
I guess he has to.
Technically. But I'm like, I've in my music and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I've talked about this before, and I'm just like, I don't want to keep talking about interracial relationships and interracial marriage and interracial. I'm black, my wife's white. Like I don't want to keep talking about it, but I also got to realize that interracial relationships don't mean black and white all the time. It could be.
Well, it's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and that's my
yeah.
because the dynamic in America usually is when you think interracial. I can't even talk. Interracial relationships is usually that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's typically the situation that's with me, like black man, white woman. It's typically that. You hardly see it the other way around.
Yeah.
Like it's rare. It's more rare to see it like that.
I think it depends on where you're at.
Really?
Yeah, because you go to bigger cities, you'll see it all the time.
I mean, not saying that you don't. I'm not saying.
No, I'm just saying that because you will see, like you'll see all kinds of interracial relationships in major cities.
Yeah.
That's why I think when like your bigger cities, it's like, oh, it's like not a thing. It's still a thing, like in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it
for
really
sure,
is.
For sure.
And where you mostly see, you will see black man, white woman.
Yeah.
And
South for sure.
and that's where people tend to focus, like, oh, well, you know, interracial relationship in southern United States. Well, okay, well, there's an entire country of people in different locations that have pulled their head out of their asses and out of 1955.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a thing anymore in those places.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that since I've been married to my wife, that I know that some people have questioned, like, I remember, I never forget, it was on, somebody on Facebook was talking, they were talking about different kinds of chicks and everything. It was a black group of people that was all talking. And one of the guys on there was like, I guess somebody posted a picture of this thick black, bad, she bad, man, the ass, everything. And they asked me what I thought, and they was like, man, you know Ralph don't like black women. And like they said, I'm like, because I'm married to my wife, like my wife's white, I've never in my life ever liked black women. In my entire, like I just was like, black women, ew, like
Never.
nasty, get them away from me, like
Never.
in my entire life. At that point, I had to be like 25. So for 25 years, it was just like, nah, never. I don't even like my mom because my mom's black. Like, get all my family members away from me that are black. I was like, this is the dumbest fucking shit ever. Because it's like before I even met my wife, my longest relationship was with a black woman. I was almost strictly dating. I might have had an other, I don't want to specifically say white or whatever, but because one that sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
The others. That's a movie. That's a movie. I think the others.
People are like, well, you know, we don't know how to, color coordinate you. So, we're just gonna go
you're
with
part
other.
of the other.
The other category.
You're in the other situation.
Everybody else, like not just
the melting pot. Everybody else in the melting pot.
Now they're just average. You just basically said, no, you're average because you're other everybody else.
You know, it's checked by black and other.
Yeah.
So now there's only two races. One and other.
Yeah. What does it ask you, like, or if you don't want to clarify what race you are? Yeah.
That's not what I meant, but I'm saying.
Refuse to disclose that information.
Yeah. Other. Do you want to write it in? No.
Nah.
Other.
Just other at the bottom. That's
There'll just be a little checkbox with a little line because you just pick your own race.
Pick the race that it was. Like I had some that was like I think she was like Hawaiian, white, but it wasn't like a whole bunch of them before. Hispanic, like, but it wasn't. It was predominantly black, and then I was like, well, let me go talk to, whoever else is, but it wasn't never like that. But I think it's more so because
maybe other black.
Like
maybe you have black and then other black.
Multiple
you
black.
got darker skin color.
Light skin.
50 Shades of Black.
Why is there?
I believe that. I believe that.
There's a lot of options.
I literally believe that.
We got a whole bunch of different colors up in there.
Yeah,
man.
they said like the whitest person in the world and the darkest person in the world
Both
is both black. Yeah.
Both black.
That's super weird.
We run shit.
Yeah.
I look at you. I say we run. We run shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I'm not white.
Well,
I'm other white.
Other
white.
You actually are other white.
Undisclosed white.
We gotta disclose your other white.
Disclose the other white.
Because you're not. What? How do you? He's mixed white.
Mixed white.
Two different whites.
Two different whites.
All in the same.
Yeah.
My
dad's white. My mom's other white.
I see what you're saying.
I think what the would you and I know the answer already. I'm
Are
pretty
you about
sure
to ask me if I'd rather be black?
No.
Okay.
I already know you would. I think what I was going to say was, and I already know the answer to this, but you would be with a black one.
I mean, I don't discriminate.
Me neither.
You don't care either. You're not like...
Oh, bad is bad. Bad is bad for sure. I love white women too. Like, that's one of my favorite, honestly. Women just excellent. I don't care.
Women in general.
Yeah, just excellent.
It doesn't care.
No, I don't care. You can be whoever you want to be.
For me.
The point I was about to make, now I can remember now. The point that I was about to make is I think it kind of goes on your upbringing as far as where and how you might have been brought up. Yeah. I know some people deeper south, not even deeper south. Some in, my family's from Ohio. Some people there that have only seen, the hood. They might have been only in Ohio or in that Dayton area. Back in the day, you didn't see too many. Now this episode is going to be called The Others. You didn't see too many people that weren't black when I was coming up in Dayton. Like, you didn't see that many of them. It was just like, not that you didn't. You could see, but it was like, if we sitting on the porch and me and my cousins are playing or whatever, you didn't really see a white person walking on the street. But if you did, it was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, like you
just saw Bigfoot, huh?
Yeah. Stop. The music turns
like, holy shit.
Like, all that.
Yeah.
Like, are you lost? Do you need help? Can we show you where you need to get to?
You need to get back on
to
the other side.
You need to get up out of here, because I think that's how that narrative comes, is because you might have people that only grew up like that, or on the other side, you might have people that grew up only seeing white people all the time. Mm-hmm. And then this is all they know. I'm white. I'm going to go find this white person I'm going to spend my life with. You're never going to step outside of that box because this is what you've seen. This is the box that you're in, right? But I grew up military. And I think that narrative changes things a little bit, because I grew up going to military schools. It's been, we know how it is. You grow around, everybody's there. Yeah. It's a like you were saying, it's a melting pot of people. It's everybody, no matter what race you are. You are in the military. Yeah. Your parents are there, so you're not gonna be like, ew, man, you're Asian. Oh, I'm not gonna be your friend. Nah, what's up, man? You wanna play some ball? You wanna play video games or whatever? We all cool, and the same goes for who you're dating. It just was whoever was right there. You like them. You're not gonna be like, nah, man, dang, this Japanese chick is bad, man. She is bad, but she ain't black though. So let me go back to my box. Like, that's just, I think that's the way that we were raised on that side, and it was never put in my head to be like, nah, you only date black women. You can only date them. Don't even look at no. I mean, it's not the 40s, 50s, 60s no more. Like, back in them days, you better be like, nah, that's a white woman. Don't even look. But right now, it's like you can look and go holler at them all you want. And I mean, I'm still today, I'm married to a white woman, but it's not like I don't see black women. Like, they're still beautiful. It's not like I've always loved them. I've always loved black women my entire life. But I like other women. The thing that I used to say back in the day might be stupid, but you don't go and grab like, man, I want some ice cream. I'm only gonna eat chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
Like I'm only gonna eat vanilla ice cream. You're not gonna say that initially. You're gonna go out and be like, well, let me try this flavor. Let me try that. So, some of the next topics, and y'all let me know which one that y'all want to go with.
We'll just say skip it if we hate it.
The state of America.
Skip it.
Okay,
Yeah,
skip.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. That was easy. That was easy. Shit.
State of America right now.
Yeah.
There's a big fucking question mark on it. How about that? We'll come back to it.
Come back to that one.
Yeah, we can skip that.
Working out through injury.
Yeah, that's no.
Skip.
Nah, not
I'm
that
just
fun.
trying to say, like, so I like to run.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like to run. I know Avery likes to run.
Yes, sir.
I've seen Avery with his shirt off. He's cut. Don't ask me why I've seen him with his shirt off. But I have, right? So obviously he knows how to work out. I work beside you. I'm looking at you now. You work beside me. You're looking at me. We have no business talking about working out.
With Avery, we have no. This is not the
There's
conversation.
nothing we're gonna be able to do because Avery's gonna be like, well, you know what you need to do, you know, when you're stretching, and we're just gonna sit there and we're gonna be like, I think I should eat veggie chips.
Veggie chips.
Versus maybe getting off my ass and going for longer runs.
I have a bag of Skittles in my pocket right now.
Oh, no, bust them bad boys open.
I was gonna say,
bust them open.
I got Skittles right now.
Hey, I ain't playing with that candy shit. Jay already know. I'm on my candy shit.
This guy says, let's do a podcast. Because he knew if he broke out them Skittles, we would not be doing a podcast.
Bring them bad boys out. I'm going to take some of them. And they the wild berry. Y'all don't even know. This is greatness in the bag. Shit.
I'm sitting there like, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking them.
I have gum right now, but thank you.
Oh,
Save me too.
I'll take his. I love candy. Jay already know. I'll be on my
I
shit.
have no.
Anyway.
I do enough to stay in shape, man. So I'm good.
Rounds of shape.
Round is a shape, man.
Exactly.
It's
just all about taking care of your body. Either way, as long as you're taking care of yourself, it don't matter how you look. As long as you feel good when you wake up, that's it. I run because I feel good after I finish a long run. That's it. It don't matter.
I run because I feel good after a long run myself.
There you go.
During that run, though, I'm praying to Jesus. I just don't run enough, is what it is. No, actually, I take it back. I do run. I run a lot, and I'm good at running. I enjoy running. My problem is, and this had nothing to do with the topic, obviously, but I just shove all kinds of crap down my throat. That's really what it is. Like I feel like I'm constantly eating
bad shit. Yeah.
You know, not that I go to fast food and stuff all the time, but it's just, you know, I love chips. Not really a candy person, not really sweets, but you give me a bag of chips, you give me a bag of Doritos,
smash.
They're gone. Like they're not gonna last. That's why I'm trying not to buy that stuff.
Yeah.
I like to run. The issue is it was more so basketball, running up and down the basketball court. Yeah. And when I was able to run some years ago, I would go running around like the track and run around. We had this golf course in Oklahoma that you run around the golf course. It's like 2.5 miles, 3 miles or something like that. I would go run that. But my knees suck. So this is why I don't run anymore. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that my knees are trash and you go running every day, I'd be like, yo, let me just do my PT time during the time that you do it. Yeah. But my knees are trash. I'm to a point right now that I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? I've said that to you a few times. What's the worst that can happen? Just my knees already suck. Go play ball. Go play ball. Yeah, who cares?
What would I say?
So working out through injury is a big no-no.
Yeah, exactly. You should not do
that. We just talked about we just talked about working out.
And we went in on that.
It was good though. That was quick though. We hit it. We all hit it what we need to say.
Music. Are y'all I listen to a lot. Are y'all up on is this something we need to revisit later? Yeah. Do you need to get a few album reviews?
I got a few that I'm on.
Maybe people can suggest like albums because I'm incredibly like I used to be really big into music like 10 years ago.
You know what? I got
really big into hip hop.
Yeah. I got
so maybe album reviews
Or if you guys could put me on some alternative stuff, I love alternative, but like it's hard to find some good stuff. Of course, I listen to rap and R&B, but I would like to hear like some really good alternative artists.
I'm gonna plug the homie. I'm gonna plug the homie right here, and maybe we can do this weekly. We'll pick an album we agree on or something. But for and then listen to it, and then we tell what we think about it. But for this first one, I'm gonna plug the homie. A guy we work with goes by the name of K Miyagi.
Work with.
So he just got here.
Holy shit.
So K Miyagi. The album is called Rain for Soda. Rain, all one word. Rain, the number 4 soda. All right, all one word. So check that out. I listened to it when he told me that he MCs, and you know we have that in common. I MC, so I was like, okay, let me listen to the man and hear his album, and it's really good. It's really good to the point that you know you can listen to music on Apple Music and Spotify and Google Play for free. You can just go listen to it. After I listened to it, I was like, I gotta buy this album.
Support, yeah.
Like I need to go buy this album, so I went ahead and bought it. The man is really good. So that's the album that I recommend. Rain for Soda by K Miyagi. The way that you spell his name, K-A-Y. Then Miyagi is M-I-Y-A-G-I.
Like Mr. Miyagi?
I would assume.
Karate Kid?
I would assume.
Danielson?
I'm gonna probably. You know what? I think we should get him. I should get him on here.
Why not?
We should get him on here and then like interview him.
We could have. Well, let's listen to the album first.
That's a good point. Yeah,
and then definitely bring him on, and we can definitely do that.
See where we're going. Yeah.
I need to listen. I shouldn't say you listen to the album first. Obviously, you're plugging it. So
I need to listen to it.
I have not listened to it yet.
Yeah,
I have put it on my Google playlist.
Them Skittles just hit. I'm just saying, them shit's good.
That's what we're gonna go with for the music recommendation. I think that is a good idea. Of course, I might be a little biased. I'm very passionate about music. Like I make music. Man, you see Biggie behind our head right here. Bob Marley is right there. Like I said, 2 of my favorite MCs of all time are above my head right now. One's me though. Baby pictures of me are above me. So,
you might need a Pac up there too. So
we can't
even better a baby Pac up there.
A baby Pac.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I love Pac, but man, Pac is gonna be. That's gonna be something that's gonna be on this podcast.
That's at the crib.
People are gonna be like,
I got the Pac up at the crib. That's my guy.
People are probably waiting. It's people that I know that they have my issues with Tupac, and they're gonna be like, well, what'd you say? I ain't gonna be able to travel to the West Coast.
I'm just saying, man. My guy's a legend.
He is, and I will never take that away from Tupac ever. This guy above my head isn't even my favorite number 1 MC because he only had 2 albums. We got shorted.
Pac's my number 1 MC like ever.
All
time.
Yours is Cube.
Cube.
Cube's got me in that conversation.
That's good shit. I did not expect you to say that.
My number 1 of all time is Jay-Z.
I could.
If it wasn't for the fact that, Biggie Smalls is the illest, but he only got 2 albums. You can't put his 2 albums. Now, if we're grading on the Biggie scale, and we're like 2 albums is all we count.
Yeah, okay.
Biggie's the best rapper ever. There's nobody that beats his first 2 albums. The only first 2 albums, there's only that I can think of. We just talking fresh out the gate, all music. Michael Jackson and the Wu-Tang Clan, to me, that would compare. Maybe Cube. If there's a third, is Ice Cube.
Wu-Tang's more group.
But I'm saying, but we talking about the entire
just
Off the Wall and Thriller, of course.
That's the dope. Well, those are the best ever.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
So we can.
Is it still the greatest selling album of all time?
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it is.
Might have to research. I think it is.
I think what's the name? I think Drake's like randomly coming close.
Drake is getting close.
Well, like Take Care. Yeah.
The greatest album of all time.
Drake is coming up.
Yeah,
like Mike had it by like a while. For like it was like no, but you'll never reach these numbers. Drake is like what they say,
close.
hold my beer. Drake
He's
is like
really is coming close. Yeah.
It's like how did you get that close in 10 years? Like
he's coming.
What's the name of the album?
I think Take Care. I think Take Care was like the one that was like coming close to it because Take Care is like triple, quadruple.
Or is it his whole body of work that's
I think it's his whole body of work too.
His whole body of work. Thriller sold like 80 million.
But that was different. That was different. That's when you had to like actually just buy it.
Yeah, you had to go to the store.
So like
and get it.
they're talking about Drake as far as like streams too, because like he's had the most streams ever. So it's pretty much like the same as selling the most records ever. Because like now you don't buy records anymore, you know?
Because there's a huge difference in then just like, oh, Drake's playing on my streaming media versus you going to the store and specifically going to buy Thriller.
Yeah, but no one does that anymore. That was
I understand.
20, 30 years ago.
Times change and there's a different rating system, but I still don't think you should be blessed with the greatest album sales of all time when you didn't sell the album and you only streamed it.
Well, you still gotta.
Now you can have.
You still need to pay for shit.
Streaming.
You need Spotify and shit like that. You need iTunes or Apple Music.
But you're not purchasing the album. You're only getting it from a service.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying like the actual act of walking into a store
or when you buy people rolled up into the record store or music store, whatever you want to call it, and bought threw some hard-earned dollars down on some Thriller.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's different because that's what I'm saying. Like, I can go out on my Google Play right now and be like, let me like listen to some Drake, and I can be like, fuck that guy. Like, I don't want to hear his shit, and I'll never have to hear it again. Of course, I'll take that chance.
Yep.
You know, but when you go into a store, into a music store, record store, whatever, and you're going to go purchase Michael Jackson's Thriller, $15-$20 at the time, whatever.
Yeah, it was a lot of money back then.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew what you were going for. You were going for some Thriller.
When he died, too, like, they said, like, he had sold, like, 20 million, like, the day he died. Like, he died, and then, like, people just went crazy and bought Thriller again. Like, he sold, like, 20 million.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not buy that shit?
Yeah.
Let's buy that shit.
To me, to get back to this, to get back to the point real quick.
Excellent.
Get back to the
best
point.
artist ever.
We were saying, you say Pac.
Yeah, best rapper.
You say Cube. Best rapper. Best rapper.
Sure.
And I said,
if we're talking like all around, or we just like for me, okay.
Period. All
if we're gonna say, do I think Cube's gonna be number one on anybody's
your favorite
all-time rapper list? No.
Yeah, plenty of people have Cube as
no. I'm saying number one on the all-time.
Plenty of people have Cube as the number one.
Oh, they do? Okay.
For his earlier,
I figured that
not lately.
I'm just saying, like me personally, my favorite rapper of all time is Cube.
You know, his last. Maybe 3, 4, maybe.
And let me just throw this out here, even though because I'm a white guy, I'm not going to bring Eminem to the conversation. Because honestly, Eminem's not even in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because even from my perspective, you know, his first couple albums, really great. The rest were just, it's the same shit over and over again.
He was just super dark. Like, he wasn't, like, relatable to a lot of other people.
You know what it reminds me of? Like, now, like, when I was 14 years old, like, cool. Eminem is funny. It's very funny to listen to. It's like listening to an Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right. At 14 years old, cool. At 32 now, like, I listened to Ice Cube when I was 14. I listen to Ice Cube now.
Yeah.
I listened to Eminem when I was 14 and ICP. At 32,
it doesn't
they're
work.
forgettable. Like,
exactly.
I can forget that shit.
What you mean.
Like, I don't need to listen. Like, listening, I tried to listen to the new Eminem album. Or it's probably not
the Kamikaze shit.
Yeah, whatever it's called. And I turned it off after, like, 2 songs. I was like, this is just more of the same. Like,
it is.
You are literally recycling old material. And
he's just mad as shit, too. No one wants to hear mad people anymore.
You're angry and negative.
That was cool, like, 20 years ago, but people don't want to just hear negative shit anymore.
So you talk like Jay-Z. Like, I can respect Jay-Z. I can respect that choice to the fact that you have Jay-Z when he was 20. You have Jay-Z when he was 25. You have Jay-Z when he was 35. It's like
growth.
There is growth. Like, he does not talk about the same shit
at all
that was on his first album as he did on his last album. Because he got different problems. There's different life, different situation. You're married, you got kids, you're worth $600-700 million, you know.
Yeah. If here's where I was going with the Pac and the Biggie thing, or the Biggie factor is 2 albums, right? Now let's throw Pac in here. We got Ready to Die with Biggie, Life After Death, first two and only albums, right? Pac's first 2 albums. Is this the first one? Tupacalypse Now is the first one, right? Strictly for my niggas. Strictly for my niggas is number
Somebody
2.
bought me the vinyl the other day, man.
That one?
Yeah.
There's a vinyl for that?
Yes. It's at the crib. Somebody bought it for me when he was in Paris. Yeah.
Those are Pac's first 2 albums. When people talk about Tupac, those aren't the albums.
At all.
Those aren't the albums that you mentioned.
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
Me Against the World. That's my favorite Tupac album. I love Me Against the World.
Machiavelli.
Man, I love Me Against the World. Machiavelli is questionable for me.
It's really just that one song.
Hail Mary. All Eyes on Me is
Hail Mary.
Me and My Girlfriend is on there.
Well,
I love that song.
Which one had oh no, that's on Strictly for My Niggas. It had I Get Around. That's my shit.
Yeah, I Get Around.
Yeah.
See, I like Pac with Digital Underground is my shit. That's my shit. If he would have stayed like that, he would probably be number 1, number 2 for me. But
you keep bringing up Tupac albums, but no, the Greatest Hits album was like one of his best selling.
That's his best album,
and that's like after he died.
Yeah,
so,
that's his best album, and people wanted to fight me tooth and nail for that motherfucking fact. I said that. I said Tupac's greatest album is his Greatest Hits album, and people, oh my god, no, it's like no, it's
actually true. They took all the best songs from all of his albums.
Yeah,
put it in one.
2 discs.
Yeah.
2 discs.
Yeah,
it's a 2-discer.
Me Against that's my shit too. Death Around the Corner, that's my shit.
Me Against the World is the shit. So Many Tears. Now, So Many Tears is hard, top 5 of my favorite songs by anybody ever. Like the beat, and Shock G made that motherfucker beat Digital Underground.
Digital Underground.
See, I just love So Many Tears. That's my favorite Pac song by a mile. It's not even
good
close.
Shit, really?
It's not even close.
All right.
But
I would agree with you though with the whole Biggie thing though. You're right, because he had, and what I enjoyed about his body of work, we'll say, his first album is totally different than his second album.
It is.
Like it's like 2 different rappers. Essentially.
I was struggling.
Yeah.
And then I made it.
The way, even his voice, the way he does it, the way he actually presents it is there's 2 different things. Even the songs like on the first album, they're even the second one, he was just different. He did things differently, because I could literally listen to a Biggie album and be like, oh wow, every song is like really good. Tupac album, and might get death threats for this one, but a lot of the songs do sound the same.
He's talking about a lot
mainly
of shit.
Mainly the Death Row albums.
Yeah.
The albums before Death Row.
Every Death Row album sounds the same.
They sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just even with like other rappers, if it has a Death Row label on it, it's like, oh, okay, it sounds just like another Death Row album.
Is there anybody?
It's like No Limit.
Is there anybody? Let's throw Jay into this, all right? Because we clearly see, if you're looking at Life After Death, Ready to Die versus Tupacalypse Now and Strictly for My Niggas, Biggie wins.
Biggie
wins easily.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's throw,
because you play those hits nonstop.
Yeah,
nonstop. Yeah.
But if you want to have the fair battle, then you got to bring different Pac albums in there.
Yeah.
But you throw Jay in here. Reasonable Doubt is arguably his best album.
But
which one is?
If we want to talk fair,
Blueprint's like number 5.
So again,
holy shit,
if you want to talk fair, then compare
Cheat.
Jay's first 2 albums with the other first 2, because right now Jay's cheating because he's still alive.
Yeah,
but we got to even think about that too.
Well, think about all the work that we did not get.
What if he wasn't there?
All the work that's just doesn't exist because they do not exist.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Then who wins that battle?
I don't think Jay would be as big.
I don't think Jay would be as big.
I do. He was already there. Reasonable Doubt came out.
But they was calling him out though. Tupac was calling him out hard. Biggie was just trying to figure himself out.
Life After Death.
I don't think he would be
Biggie's on Reasonable Doubt.
I don't think he would be there. I don't think he'd be where he is now if they were still alive.
Because then his body of work would have had a little bit more struggle and would have changed a little bit.
Because everybody died off, and then it was him and Nas.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you don't have any, you don't have anybody else to compete with.
Right. Exactly.
But you had them 2, and then they died off, and now it's just him and Nas, and let's just go.
Yeah,
you know.
And I mean, because you're talking when Reasonable Doubt come out.
96.
96.
That's literally the year Tupac died.
Yeah.
September.
So that's 4 years, about 4 years prior to even Eminem coming around.
See, yeah.
That 5 years before Dre decided to come out with Chronic 2001.
Yeah.
So Jay essentially, like you said, he only had 5 years of literally competing with Nas.
Yeah.
And Nas was struggling.
Because who else was in that conversation though?
That time,
during those 4 or 5 years.
At that time, Snoop.
Yes,
he was still Death Row.
Snoop was still Death Row. Snoop was just different though. Like there was a different sound with Snoop than there was with everybody else.
Me personally, with Pac, I feel like at some point Pac was going to switch to acting full time and not be a rapper. I feel like that's the part that we got cheated of most with Tupac being killed. It wasn't so much the fact that we'll never get to hear this album. We got fucking years worth of music from Pac.
They said he made like 1,000 songs before he died.
There's more coming. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
There should have been 20, 30 movies on top of it.
Exactly. He was like rising. He was a really
let's be honest, Biggie wasn't going to be in.
No, Biggie wasn't going to.
But Tupac, yes, he was actually. He was rising. He was a rising star.
He was rising as an
Hollywood.
Yeah, and we got cheated.
He was basically going to do what Will Smith did.
Baby Boy, the Baby Boy was written for Pac.
Really?
Baby Boy, if I'm not mistaken, I remember reading that. Like John Singleton wrote that for Pac.
That makes,
which is why there's isn't there a mural on the wall? In the movie with Pac. Pac was supposed to be in that role, and he's gone. Like John Singleton, there was an article that came out the other day.
Yeah, because he did both of his first movies. Both the movies that Pac did.
They were talking about. John Singleton said that he was talking to Pac and said, you need to quit this rapping shit and come on over here because you're going to get more money over here.
Right.
This is what you need to do. But Pac was like, nah, I'm a rapper. This is my voice. This is how I get my... And he's...
Yeah, that's fine at 22.
That's good.
Yeah,
nobody wants to see you rap at 45 years old.
Well, now, Jay's 50.
Yeah, but
he's not 50. He's 40.
He's close.
49?
He's close.
He'll be 50 this year.
So he did his album. I mean, he got an idea that he's going to do another album. 55-year-old Jay-Z going to do another album.
I don't know, but 444 is amazing.
I mean, and that's fine. That's fine that he did that. That's probably the last you're going to get because then you turn into Biz Markie. And nobody wants that.
I don't think Jay's ever going to do that.
I think he just has, like, he's married to Beyonce, so I think that just has given him so much global fame that even if you don't like Jay-Z, you like Beyonce, you listen to Jay-Z too because they're like one.
And you're not gonna with his he's not in the place that he drops an album every year, so you get tired of hearing it. Right. So when he drops an album, it's like an event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, Jay dropped an album. Let me stop what I'm doing and listen to this album.
You remember he did the shit with Samsung when he I had that shit. I had the Samsung and like it was on my phone. I was like, oh, turn up. That was a good album.
Yep. It was a good. I mean, his album, and that was what 2012, 2013.
I think it was like 13.
444 didn't come out for 5 years later.
But that's good. Though. That was good. So you let people actually listen to it. Understand the work, feel the work type thing.
Yeah.
And then no one gets bored, because you had hip hop artists popping up all over. Everybody creating a damn music company, a production company, and they're dropping albums every 6 months to a year. Like, people get tired of that shit because it's the same shit over and over and over again.
Is there anybody besides Jay that comes, I mean, do we count Kanye?
As far as what?
I mean, I guess if you could delete some of the nuttiness. I
mean, if we're going to put up bodies of work, the albums. Because Kanye's first three, 4, 5?
4. I was about to say, Kanye.
So that's prior to the Kardashians trying to kill him.
Prior to his mama. Prior to his mama passing.
Yeah. So that's like 2 or 3 before his mom passed.
3 before his mom passed. Yeah. And
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was like right when his mom died.
It was 808 was one.
Yeah.
And then
Amber.
Dark Twisted Fantasy came out like 2 years after, which is another amazing one.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is the shit. My favorite is 808s and Heartbreaks. That's the shit.
We're gonna. This is another day. This is another day.
Man, that rides.
The reason I said Kanye is because I know some people say he doesn't write his own music, so that doesn't count as far as a Jay or an Ice Cube or somebody that's actually writing their music, which he said on Graduation that he doesn't need writers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can write. He doesn't write everything. He has like a group of people.
Yeah.
And they kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And, hey, I'm going to say this. You should say this. I'm going to say it. And then some songs are written by other people. But to say he doesn't write it at all, I think is not a fact. I think... Yeah. So I would say if we're counting Kanye, then he compares. Because, what was it? College Dropout. Amazing.
Yep.
Late Registration. Amazing. Even better than the first one, right?
Yeah.
He went like this. Like, yeah. There was no sophomore slump.
He did.
I have to admit, I had those 2 albums.
Yeah.
Amazing album.
That was the last album I had.
Graduation.
They're hits. Graduation was the shit.
Was the shit. Then 808s was after that.
808s, I love 808s. I can feel it in my body how much I love that shit, man. That's hard.
I love 808s. I know a lot of people don't love 808s, but I love 808s. Then you got Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's 5.
Yeah.
5 for 5, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dark Twisted Fantasy is good too. You gotta be, but like I think Dark Twisted Fantasy, you gotta be already confirmed as a Kanye fan to like be on that. You know what I'm saying? Because he changed up the work a lot.
He did
compared to like the first album. But like Dark Twisted Fantasy, I mean like All of the Lights is the shit.
Yep.
If anybody hears it, they're like, oh yeah, this is a good song.
It is.
But I think that one takes more of being a Kanye fan to really like rock with. But the rest of them, like, you just hear and it's like, this is just good shit.
So he's the only one that I mean, I'm biased. My favorite group of all time is Bone Thugs. But then once you get past that, it's Wu-Tang. So if we're going to go from there, I got Ghostface had a run similar to Kanye, where Ghostface's albums were like Iron Man, Supreme Clientele, Bulletproof Wallets, the Pretty Tony album, Fish Scale. Like, first 5 from Ghost was kind of like, yo, he's in this conversation. Then what was the next one? There was More Fish. That was
More Fish.
And then Big Doe Rehab was good. It wasn't on the level of the first few, but I think Ghost's first 5 albums could be in that conversation too. So if you're gonna base it off of that, what we got? Biggie. But we said first 2.
Yeah, first 2. Just first 2.
Ghost can be in that conversation. Kanye, Ghost. Biggie, Jay, Ice Cube? What was Cube's first 2? Was it Death Certificate? Was Death Certificate one of his? Ice Cube. Let me see.
Yeah.
America's Most Wanted.
Was that his first? I'm trying to look it real quick. What was Lethal Injection? Lethal Injection is his 4th album.
Yeah, shit.
America's Most Wanted is the debut album, and that one was ridiculous. And then his 2nd album, what is this? Death Certificate is number 2. Yeah, I don't remember Death Certificate as much as I remember. What was on here?
23
Vaseline's on Death Certificate, isn't it?
Steady Mobbin'.
Robin Lynch.
No Vaseline?
I thought that was on the first one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's on the first one.
Nope, no Vaseline is on this. You know your Ice Cube. You know your Ice Cube.
23 songs. That's a lot of songs back then.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so would we say Cube? All right, we're gonna do a Biggie on the first 2 album basis, not on the entire.
The first 2 album, I mean, I think Biggie takes it.
Biggie takes it.
Yeah, I'll rock with that too. We don't even got to go through.
Do we throw Cube?
I think Cube goes number 2.
Kanye. Not feeling Kanye for number 3?
Not feeling Kanye for number 3. I go Jay.
But not.
I might.
Here's my issue.
Because I like Pac would have to fall to number 4.
Jay can't go number 2, or Jay can't go in that spot because look, man, his 2nd album is where I became a Jay-Z fan because The City Is Mine. That was like the first. I don't know if y'all remember the CD singles. You go like Walmart and get the single. It's just the song. It's just like
$3.
$3 or whatever. And my brother went and bought me "The City Is Mine," and it had "The City Is Mine" and I can't remember the first song, but that was the B-side. And man, I loved "The City Is Mine," man, and that's what made me a Jay fan. I remember the what was it? The one with Foxy, Ain't No Nigga. I remember that, but that was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack. but that wasn't like I was just like, oh, Jay, guy's okay. But The City Is Mine. I was like, who is this dude? I need this in my life, right? And
so does Jay need to go number 2?
no, because that album.
So number 4 then.
His second album's not good. In comparison, I like it because I'm a Jay fan.
So Jay's out. So Biggie. So the top 5. So basically, throw your top 5, and then
for the first 2 albums. If we're only on the 2 album basis,
First 2 albums.
then we got Biggie is number 1. Nobody's stopping Biggie.
I'm gonna rock with it. Yeah, I'm gonna rock with it.
Number 2, Cube.
I don't know why you look at me.
I gotta redo.
You're I'm like Cube.
I gotta redo. I gotta go back and listen. I gotta go back and listen.
I'm good with that shit.
I gotta go back and listen.
I think Kanye has to go in there. I'm gonna argue for Ghostface because Ghostface, Iron Man, and Supreme Clientele are amazing. Both of them. First 2. I think you can only go top 3 because I can't think of anybody else whose first 2 out the gate albums
were just hits
like that. I can't think. Ghost.
And we already said what's the name? We already said Michael Jackson, but that's a different genre.
Yeah.
That's just overall.
If you have to throw a 4th in, it has to be Kanye. And then that's pretty much it off the top of my head right now.
Top 4.
I can't think of a.
Because why do we have to do top 5? Why do we have to follow the rules?
We gotta force somebody in there.
No, that's what I said. We do top 4. Fuck everybody. 5 is no good.
Do we count Nas? Just so we can be fair.
I don't be listening to him like that.
Just do top 4.
Illmatic is great. It's not my favorite.
I don't listen to it, but everybody loves that, so I can give it enough street credit in my mind.
Yeah,
a lot of people have talked about it.
Stillmatic is my favorite Nas.
I mean, we're just gonna throw people out there. Eminem's first 2 albums were legit too.
Yeah, they were. They had that. Which one had Clean Out My Closet? That was the second one.
That was third. That was third.
Oh shit! Never mind. Then that's
depending on if you count Infinite, then that's his 4th.
Well, that's Truth as well.
I don't count Infinite. I count. I count from the Slim Shady LP up.
Yeah,
I don't count Infinite.
I'm never. Which album did Nas have when he was rapping the story backwards?
That was Stillmatic.
Stillmatic?
That was Stillmatic.
All right. That's just that song itself is legit.
Rewind. Yeah.
That's that idea is crazy.
I love Stillmatic.
Yeah,
we can go on that all day. We go ahead and wrap this up. That's episode number 1. The Others.
The Others.
We're gonna wrap this up. If you all like this, man, let us know. Leave a like. Subscribe. Let us know for those who will be watching on YouTube.
I would like people to comment on what their other race is.
Yeah, leave a comment. Don't just X and not say anything.
Yeah. just other whatever. Other mix.
You fool.
We're gonna. I'll try to get this up on a SoundCloud or something so that this can be just listened to. Depending on how this sounds, this is the first episode, so we got to work out the kinks and see how everything is. But gentlemen, I think we did good.
I think it was good.
I think we did good for episode number 1.
Way better than I expected. So it's great.
So we're gonna try to do 1 a week. If the schedules work, we're gonna try to do 1 a week, and every Saturday we probably
let's do it.
Drop 1.
Yep.
That good?
I'm with
that.
All right, man.
And we out.
We out.